No, stay where you are. Do not break the stillness of this moment. For this is a time of mystery, a time when imagination is free and moves forward swiftly, silently. This is the Haunting Hour. A tale of darkness. A ghost has crept over the city. The air is stilled and hushed, and lights burn dim, for the gray fog crawls in from the misty sea. A girl, wrapped in a raincoat, pauses to look up at a building rising in the mist. Her eyes trace the fuzzy letters in a lighted sign. Elders Hospital. Visitors enter here. She climbs the dripping stoop. A few minutes later, she opens the door of one of the waiting rooms.
Hello, Mrs. Simpson? May I come in? No. You go away. I just heard about his accident. There's nothing we can do for him now. You can go into the newspaper your stories. But now it's over. They say they can't help him because he doesn't want them to. But why? What happened to Chip? Oh, I don't understand what's happened. I'm afraid. It can't be true, I said. It can't. But it was. So the time came when I had to tell Chip. I had to tell him the truth. What truth? How could I tell you? Any moment now they may come in here and say he's dead. Death is real. What happened to Chip is not real. You would not believe it. Tell me. He's too young to die. His blindness, it did not make him sad. In the evenings, we'd sit in the parlor, and I'd read to him, or he'd go walking in the park. It was his world, a very happy world. Then, last December, you came to write this story, and by Christmas time, your newspaper had given him the dog. But Tippy made Chip happy. They were friends. Oh, yes. He loved Tippy. But then that night came. That night he first saw her in the park. I had been waiting for him because I had some very good news. He opened the door, and Tippy gave me a little bark, as he always did. And Chip's face was bright with a new happiness I'd never seen before. He said, Granny, the most wonderful
thing is happening.
I know, Chip. Dr. Cousins was here. He thinks he can make you see. Oh, my boy, what wonderful news. You're to go to the hospital again for a few treatments.
Oh, she's brought me luck. Granny, look at my face. What are you seeing?
A light shining in your eyes, because now there's more than hope.
Yes, but there's another reason. Tonight Tippy led me down a path in the park to where the waterfall is.
A waterfall in the park?
Granny, she was there.
A girl chick.
Yes. Her voice is so soft, so full of a kind of sadness that I can understand.
But does she know you're blind?
No. It was dark. Maybe now there'll be no need to tell her. Maybe she'll be my girl, Granny. Then I'll have two of them, won't I? You and her. So the next night he went to the park again, and Tippy led the way.
How many times have I heard Chick describe that place? There was a narrow path winding between high boulders for a little way, and then it opened on the most unearthly spot where the stream tumbled down in the falls, and grass was there, and a feeling of moonlight on the water.
What's the matter, Chippy? Impatient? So am I, but she'll come in a little while.
I'm already here, sitting quite near you.
Oh, Chippy saw you even in the darkness. Here, come on, boy, run along.
Sit down beside me.
All right. You've been waiting all day, very impatiently, till we could come again.
I like it here. I come often and wait.
Who are you? Tell me your name. I want to know everything about you.
No, please, I'm a little bit afraid of your question. Can't we be content with this meeting here, and knowing at least we have a place that belongs only to us, here in the darkness?
I won't ask again.
Well, then we can meet again, and still again before the winter comes. Chippy, come here, boy, tell me good night. You see, he understands. My flesh grew cold when he spoke of her, for it was the dog Chippy that led the way to her, there in that ghostly place made remote to us by a wall of time. Chick saw her time and again. Then the day for the operation came, and the night before we met her beside the waterfall to say goodbye.
Well, I'm going away only because I want to be worthy of you. I want to feel as if I have a right to tell you. I love you so very much.
No.
Yes, I do love you. And I don't even know who you are. Promise you'll tell me when I come back.
But you may never come back. I may never see you again.
No, don't say that. It isn't true. Maybe I shouldn't leave you at all.
Oh, yes, you must go. I don't have a right to keep you from it. I couldn't.
You know where I'm going?
I know all about you.
In my blindness?
Yes, I know, but now I want you to have eyes like other men, to be like other men.
Who are you? Tell me now, please.
No, we must wait. Oh, if you love me, have faith in me, too.
Yes, but suddenly I'm frightened. I have a terrible feeling I may never see you again. Well, what's the use of eyes if I can't look at you? Oh, my darling, promise. Tell me you'll be here when I come back.
I'll be here, Chick. I'll be waiting. Now, good night. Good night, Chippy. Take care of me. The next morning we went to the hospital. Chick was happy, impatient for the operation to be over. And that afternoon, as I waited here in this room, thinking over and over again this thing that had happened, I slowly grew sure of what I believed. Was it such an impossible thing to happen after all? How could I ever tell him? Yet the legend was so clear in my mind. I didn't stop to think how happy she made him. I thought only that he must never see her again. But how could you stop it? There was a way. It made me shudder to think of it. And yet there wasn't anything I wouldn't do for Chick. I knew I could destroy the dog. Oh, no. It had been Chippy that had led him to that place. To her, don't you see? Without Chippy, Chick couldn't go back again. But how did you know? I went to the park myself. I talked to all the caretakers. I said, where is the waterfall? They thought I was a crazy old woman. Then I tried to make Chippy lead me to it. But it was no use, because there is no waterfall in the park. But there must be. No, it's true. I was so worried, so afraid. Then on the night before they were to take the bandages from Chick's eyes, Chippy slipped away. Secretly, I hoped he'd never come back. Then he did. Toward midnight, a scratching on the door. And there he stood. I knew he'd seen her, for he was like a ghost dog come out of the night. And about his neck he wore a collar woven of beads. Silver beads, she had woven together and put about his neck. Then I was sure what I had to do. The next morning, I went to the hospital.
Granny. Oh, Granny, look at me.
Oh, Chick, you can see.
A little. More than a little.
Oh, my boy, blue eyes. Such pretty blue eyes.
Oh, bring Tippy here. They said you could. I want to see him, Granny. I want to see you and him. All day, just looking at you.
Tomorrow.
No, now, please, Granny. Oh, what's the matter? Something happened to Tippy?
No.
Something has. What is it? Granny, where is it?
Oh, my boy. How can I tell you? A few days ago, I let him out in the back courtyard to play. Someone had put some meat there for the wood rat. It was poisoned. Tippy is dead. Am I a foolish, superstitious old woman? What else was I to do? I thought only of what was best for Chick. But then, that afternoon came. Only day before yesterday. He was sent home, and he walked the floor waiting for the night. At last he went to the park. I sat in that house 4 hours. 5. He came back alone. The second night he tried again. And the third, tonight. He walked the paths trying to remember where Tippy had led him, finding nothing, no waterfall, no girl beside it. When he came in, his face was drawn, his eyes moist and sad, and he said,
Granny, I don't know what's happened. I can't even find the place where we met. It was low, and there were huge rocks there, a stream. Well, why can't I find it?
It's all my boy.
I've gone over that path dozens of times. I even closed my eyes trying to find it. It just isn't there.
No, Chick, it isn't there.
What did you say?
I mean, if you can't find it, then surely it doesn't exist. But you're well now. You can see again. This girl doesn't matter.
Oh, she matters more than anything else. What are you trying to say?
Only what I'm sure is true.
Something about her. Granny, tell me.
But it can't matter now. You've got your whole life before you now. If you never see her again, you'll forget her, Chick. You will, my boy.
Christina, you know who she is.
Oh, no.
What is it? Tell me.
I don't know. It's just that... Oh, what can I say? Listen to me. When I was a little girl, I heard many stories, legends of my people, your people, too. One of the legends stayed in my mind, sharp as an arrow.
Granny.
This girl. Didn't you know she's an Indian girl?
No. Why do you say she is?
Because it's true. The silver color, woven of beads. Oh, my boy. The most impossible thing in the world has happened. You've fallen in love with a ghost 5 centuries old.
From the windows of a waiting room in Elder's Hospital, light shines out into the foggy night. Inside, a young newspaper woman listens to the story of Chick Simpson, who lies unconscious in a nearby room. The story comes from the lips of his grandmother, a very old, dark-skinned woman. It was Chick's dog, Tippy, who had first led him to a waterfall in the park, where Chick met a girl whose name he never knew, and with whom he fell in love. Later, Chick underwent a successful operation on his eyes, and when he could see, his first thought was to meet his girl of the waterfall again. But Chick's grandmother had grown to believe this girl to be the ghost of an Indian princess. In an effort to free Chick of his ghostly love, she told him Tippy was dead, and without the dog to lead him, Chick could not find the place where he'd met her. His grandmother has just told him he has fallen in love with a ghost 5 centuries old.
She was the daughter of a chief. The people lived north of here long years ago, when it was wilderness. She was in love with a young warrior, and when he deserted her, she took her life in a waterfall. So the legend was that the gods had no place for this girl of the silver water until there was another warrior whose love would release her spirit from the silver prison of the stream.
Granny, that isn't true. You don't believe it.
Only now, when you can't find her, when she's vanished like the ghost she is.
But why? Why? She knew I was coming back.
But now you're like other men. You have eyes, and Tippy isn't here to lead you. Chick, where are you going?
I'm going to look until I find her. I'd rather be blind again since she was a part of my darkness. I could be with her, and I'd rather be dead.
He ran out of the house. I went after him as fast as I could. Then I saw the taxi coming down upon him. He lay on the pavement in the light of the street lamp, in the gray fog of the evening, and his eyes were closed again. So they brought him here, to the hospital. Now you know why he'd rather be dead.
So that's how the accident happened. But this girl, how can you believe
What else am I to believe? You see, my grandson's full name is Chickamauga, after my father, a red man. Chick's mother was an Indian princess.
Listen, we're going to make Chick want to live. Somehow we've got to find the place where they met. We've got to find this girl. Mrs. Simpson, where is Tippy?
Downstairs. I went home a little while ago to get him. I thought when Chick regained consciousness, if he could see Tippy.
There's no time to lose. Chick may die before we can find her. The collar you spoke of, the silver collar, where is it?
Around Tippy's neck. I didn't dare take it off.
We'll get a taxi at the side door. If Tippy led Chick to this girl, Mrs. Simpson, he can lead us to her, too, even if she is a ghost.
This is the place, just yonder, by that street light. That's where Chick always went in the park.
Stop there, driver. By the street light.
Yes, ma'am.
Good boy, Tippy. You're a good boy. I'll take that silver collar now. There, Mrs. Simpson, hold the leash. I'll open the door. Driver, have you got a flashlight?
Yeah, sure.
Park's dark and foggy. Here's $5. Enough for it?
I guess so, lady. It burns kind of dim. You better try it.
Just so it works. Here's another $1 for the fare. Keep the change.
Thanks very much.
Mrs. Simpson, which path did Chick take?
That one there. Running north. I used to walk with him before Tippy came.
Come along. Hurry.
Listen to him. He's impatient. Can you know what we're trying to do?
We'll find out as soon as we get a little way down this path.
That is so useless. He won't lead us there. If it was Chick.
Boy. Good boy. You know what we want, don't you, boy? Look, here's your collar. She made it for you. Where is she? You know, don't you? Lead us to her. Smell the collar, boy. Go on. Go to her. Look, he's running up the path. Go to the lake. Tippy! Here, boy. Here, boy.
He went that way. Through the trees.
We're already up the path. Tippy!
Listen. I heard him.
Where?
Over yonder. He found her.
Are you afraid?
No.
Come on. We'll see if she's a ghost. Tippy! Here, boy! He's over there. The other side of those rocks.
Wait. This must be the place. There were high boulders and a path between them.
Come on.
Listen. Do you hear it? Yes. It sounds like it is. It's a waterfall.
So that's his waterfall? Good boy, Tippy.
But it's not a waterfall at all. Only the overflow from the lake.
Yet it's a lovely spot. The grass is thick and green, and the rocks make it a little cove hidden away.
He could see its beauty in spite of his blindness. Look, this is where they sat. The smooth rock almost like a bench. But where is she?
Yes, where is she? I wonder. Tippy! Tippy! Take us to her.
Take us to it.
Come on, boy. We'll follow. Look! She's leading us away. Come on!
We've lost him. He ran so fast.
Could he have come this far? Well, there's the avenue. He's led us across the park.
Look there, on the other side of the street. Call him back.
Wait. He's going up the stoop of that house. That one on the corner.
Besides.
I don't know. He's waiting at the hut door. There are no lights, and the house is dark. Could it be? Look, the door opened. He went in. He went inside. Does it mean? Chippy's been here before. Maybe when he managed to slip out alone. He's led us to her, Mrs. Simpson, to Chick's Girl of the Waterfall. Come on, let's see who she is. How dark the house is. Yes. What is it? I'm Helen Stringfellow from the Evening News. Oh. This is Mrs. Simpson. May we come in?
Oh, no. No, please, I can't see anyone.
We followed Pippi here, the dog you just let inside.
Is it yours? Oh, I didn't know.
It belongs to my grandson. My grandson's in the hospital. His name's Chick Simpson. You know him, don't you?
No.
He was in an accident tonight. He may be dying. Perhaps you can save his life.
But I don't know him. I don't. You've made a mistake.
You're the girl he met in the park. I know you are. Why do you deny it? Please. You are the girl.
But I'm not. Leave me alone. I can't help you. Please leave me alone.
The Chick loves you. Why do you hide there in the dark? I tell you, you've got to come with us. I'll make you come.
No. No, go away.
Don't try to close that door. Mrs. Simpson, here, flash the light.
No, please, you mustn't see me.
Oh.
So, that's why. That's why. Yes. Now you know.
Well, that makes no difference.
Oh, it does. Now Chick can see it. And he mustn't know. He must forget me. If the operation had failed, I would have met him there again as I promised.
Of course, I understand. But, my child, there's something you don't know. The accident. Chick is blind again. Now will you come?
He's blind again? Oh, yes. Yes, I'll come. Gladly now.
He's there on the bed. Wait. Let his grandmother speak to him first.
Chick, my boy, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, Granny.
Dr. Cousins says we're not to excite you, but there's something I must tell you, so you'll get well again.
I couldn't find her.
Will you forgive a clumsy old woman who loves you? I've died 1,000 times for what I did. You see, I lied about Tippy. He's here beside me. And she's here, too.
She's here?
Chick, I've come back.
What is your...
Tippy found me. I didn't know about your accident.
I wanted to see because of you. Now, if she loved me at all, it's out of pity.
No, Chick. Listen to me. Her hair is golden like the sound of rain. And her eyes are blue. Full of light. And yet, full of darkness.
Well, what are you trying to say?
She's trying to tell you why I stayed away. After the operation, when you could see.
You mean that...
Yes, Chick. She's been blind for 20 years. All her life.
I didn't know.
But soon you'll be well. And we can meet again by the waterfall.
Tippy would be there with us.
Yes. And we can go on together, Chick.
Oh, I'm so glad it's like this. Now we can have our world back again.
Mm-hmm. And it's a happy world.
Mrs. Simpson, we must leave them alone.
Yes. It's finished now. The room's bright with their happiness.
Come along. I'll close the door.
From shadows and stillness, mystery weaves a spell of strangest fascination, charging the mind with doubt and fear. For mystery is a strange companion, a living memory in the haunting hour.